What up, YouTube? Thanks for watching another episode of What You Talking About? I'm your host, Supercurt. This is my main man, JMac, right here.
What's good, everybody?
And we have a studio guest, YeahArt, aka ArtJ55. Today we have a question from a subscriber. We're going to start with that.
Question coming from Brian Anderson. Who's your top player in the NBA now since LeBron has a title? And who is the LeBron of the NFL? I'll go ahead and start off. I think the top player in the NBA still remains with Kobe. Dude has 5 rings, 1 MVP. I think he deserved maybe another one in there, but still is a man. LeBron James has definitely moved up in the book as far as I'm concerned now that he has a ring. It's definitely in the conversation a lot more than what he was in my opinion, and obviously Durant is in the mix as well. But I still think Kobe Bryant's still the man of that question. As far as who the LeBron is of the NFL, I'm going to go Tony Romo. Cowboys on paper every year seem to be the team that should be going somewhere. They never do, and I think it falls in the lap of Tony Romo. I think he needs to overcome that and finally win something.
Okay, I like that. I'll go ahead with my with the person in the NFL that's the LeBron. I'm going to go ahead and go with Phillip Rivers. I think he needs to win. They're always close. When he had LT, they were really close. They didn't get it done. The best player in the NBA, I'm going to go ahead and go with Ginobili!
Oh, you're crazy.
Nah, I'm just playing, guys. The best player in the NBA, I'm going to go ahead and go with LeBron James. I think he solidified it this year with this NBA Finals. He doesn't have the best shot in the game, but all-around player, I think he's the best player. He rebounds the best. He's the fastest player, gets to the basket, the easiest in my opinion. He's a strong physical player, and I think he has all the tools to remain the best player in the NBA.
All right, my take is best player in the league would have to be Kobe Bryant, hands down, hands down. 2 more years, give it 2 more prime years than Kobe, and then you have to pass the throne to, I would say, Durant. You know, Durant's already, what, 22, 23?
23,
yeah,
he's still young.
Yeah, still young, already made it to the finals this year. So pass it on to Durant, and then it's a battle between him and LeBron James.
Okay, right now we got a caller from Washington. We got RickyG on the line. What's up, Rick?
Hey, what up, Austin, Texas?
Well, what you think about that question, though, Rick?
Well, I think overall, I'd have to say Kobe, just based off the experience, the skill set, and how he's evolved his game over the years, because that shows the type of player and leader that he is, knowing what he had to do in order to help his team win. He did carry his team throughout the entire playoffs, and I do stress carry because his 2 bigs that were supposed to step up did not step up, except for maybe a spot here and there during any given playoff game. But, I mean, athletically, it's going to be easy to say that LeBron, and right behind him would be Kevin Durant for athleticism. I think the ring that LeBron has is great and stuff like that, but I want to see consistency. That's my main thing. So right now, Kobe Bryant, hands down. I think the LeBron James of the NFL, in my opinion, I was going to say Michael Vick, but I started thinking a little bit more, and I thought Steven Jackson is the best.
Hold on, tell us your opinion.
Explain why so maybe we can get on the same page with you.
Steven Jackson has not only led the NFL in multiple seasons in rushing, as well as touchdowns for running backs. He is the sole gift of the St. Louis Rams. Sam Bradford, still young, still has a lot to prove. Who's their go-to guy when they need it? When he's not hurt, and I will stress when he's not hurt. And that's another reason why I didn't pick Michael Vick, because he's hurt a lot. So, I am saying Steven Jackson based solely off of his skill set and what he brings to his team. Because LeBron James brought everything to his team every single year, yet never won anything. When he was at Cleveland, dude, the team was all right. They had nice players around him, but he was the main focal point of that team, and that is exactly what Steven Jackson is. He's the main focal point whenever he is in the game. So that is why I say Steven Jackson is LeBron James of the NFL.
All right, we respect that. We respect that. We have another caller actually from Chicago. We're going to let him weigh in on that. Jkidds, what's up, Jay?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's the deal?
What you doing out there?
Just maybe.
Same old, man. Same old. Burning up out here in Austin, man. What's good?
Best player in the NBA, I feel is going to be Kobe Bryant, man.
There you go,
Yeah.
Justin. Damn, Justin.
Yeah, he's number 1 guy right now. As far as the NFL, I have to go with Michael Vick. He got a lot to do with everything he's been through with his $200 million contract.
Word.
Show up, bring something for the Phillies.
Good
Good
point.
answer. Good answer.
My
I'll
turn.
say on that.
And that's-
Art didn't get to throw in on that one. What you think?
All right. The Jordan of NFL would be Tom Brady, hands down. Tom already got what, 5 rings?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Or-
I'll give him that.
Or
Four rings.
and then if you had to go LeBron James, since LeBron won one, defense wins championships. So the best player I think would be in the NFL would be like a LeBron James, Ray Lewis. Defense wins
Okay.
championships. Ray Lewis. Y'all said
But
that.
he has a
Top
ring.
end player.
But Ray Lewis got a ring.
Yeah, he has a ring.
Ray Lewis got a ring.
Lewis is already. He still has more years still to him, and on top of that, he creates the whole defense to make sure that the defense wins championships. So he sets that lineup to where that whole they play for him. He's the captain of the team.
That's
You know
true.
what I mean? Therefore, you're supposed to be a quarterback that really sets the whole tone of the whole team. Ray Lewis is a linebacker. That's the best
Go ahead
player.
and touch on topic 2.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and first I'd like to start off and give props to my man Supercurt. Predicted the NBA Finals. He had originally said 7 games, but they pulled it off in 5. As he said earlier, he can't help how good the Heat played. But he predicted that game to be a closeout. We're all against it, so mad props to Curtis. He was on point with that.
Thank you.
I agree.
Alrighty. We'll go ahead and start it with an NBA Finals recap. Rick, why don't you lead us off on that? What do you think about the finals, how it ended up?
Well, I think it was a great series overall. I think in the end, the Thunder showed their inexperience, and I think that it was very detrimental to them. LeBron finally has a ring after 9 years in the league. I mean, that's amazing for him. I couldn't be happier for him. Statistically, he was phenomenal in the playoffs and the regular season, more specifically in the finals when he really put it on. Career-wise, I think he has a lot to prove, and I hear a lot of people comparing it to Jordan and Kobe and Russell and all these like legendary players. The one blaring difference that I see between them all is rings, right? And leadership ability. This was the first year that I really saw LeBron James take control and be a true leader, like really hold it down, keep his composure at all times, and really just show the world what he was really made of. And so when I looked and started thinking about the Jordan comparison and all that, I went back and I looked at Jordan's first ring that he got and what his stats were. And it was 1990-91 finals versus the Lakers. It was 5-game series, so same as just as LeBron. He was 55% from the field, 63 of 113 shots. He was 50% from three-point land, and he was 84% from the free throw line.
That's some stats.
6.6 boards, 11 assists, 2.8 steals, 3.6 turnovers, and 31.2 points a game. LeBron was 51 of 108. What's it called? 3 of 16 from three-point, 38 of 46 from free throw, 15 boards offensively only, 36 defensive boards. That's the huge difference right there between him and Jordan. 8 turnovers. That's another 19 turnovers for the entire series. It was 8 turnovers in the final game. But he had 143 points for the finals, and I mean you can't overlook that. As much as Wade played great, and I was out there saying that he was doing it quietly, and that's exactly what he did to the very end. And I really think that he let LeBron take control. So a great series. Hats off to LeBron and the Heat.
Okay. Justin, you want to touch on that?
Yeah, I feel that Oklahoma came out real strong in the beginning, but overall, Miami took control of Dwayne Wade and LeBron James just took over. Nobody can hold them. They wanted him more. LeBron James, he earned his ring this year. He played phenomenal, scoring 29 points a game, almost 8 assists, 8 rebounds consistently. But those guys, they did phenomenal in that final.
Yeah, I agree. Want to touch on that?
Yeah, bottom line, LeBron showed up, in particular in the final game, scoring a triple-double. He's among a short list of people that's been able to do that in a closeout game, scoring 26, 11 rebounds, 13 assists. And, man, I'll tell you what, he was able to collapse the defense and just kick the ball right out to Mike Miller, who had the game of his life. Shot 7 of 8 from the three-point line, 7 of 8. Only played like maybe a handful of minutes the whole series, came in and just racked 23 points. He was hands down the reason why they won the game, but all credit at the same time should go to LeBron James at the same time because he was able to kick the ball out to him, collapse the defense, which allowed him to be open like that. But the game wasn't out of hand until about halfway through the third quarter. They were only down by 5. Oklahoma City was. Durant did really good. Finally got some rebounds in this game. But one play in particular, got the rebound and tried to rush it too much. He became Russell Westbrook for one play. Turned the ball over. Bam, Chalmers hits a three. Next possession, bam, Chalmers hits a three. Next thing you know, Battier hits a three. Next thing you know, they're down by 25 points. At that point, the game was pretty much sealed. Westbrook just tried way too hard. I think Game 4 was a detriment somewhat to him. As funny as that may sound, he thought he can score another 43 points again, and he tried way too much, tried way too hard, wasn't able to accomplish it.
I'll try to be quick on mine. I thought Miami did pretty much what I thought they were going to do. I thought when there's two athletic teams and they're both matched up, it's going to boil down to experience. I thought Miami had more experience, and that was what led to the outcome of the finals.
Definitely being in the finals the year before, losing, definitely that experience should definitely play in the hand of him. So definitely a good call.
Same here. Same here. Just want to be quick about it. Is that LeBron James showed up, Dwayne Wade showed up, Chris Bosh showed up, and the bench of the Miami Heat showed up.
Showed up big.
Kevin Durant showed up. You had Russell Westbrook, and iffy on Harden, and that's it. You don't hear nothing about Nick Collison.
True.
You don't hear nothing about
Ibaka.
Perkins,
Cephalosha.
none of them. So a team effort, you gotta give it to the Heat, hands down.
For sure. Every game that the Heat won, the bench was definitely, somebody on the bench showed up big time. Whether it be Chalmers, Battier, just your role players came in. Mike Miller in the final game, which we already touched on, was just crazy.
Okay, fellas, real quick, and just a yes or no answer. Do you think LeBron James has silenced his critics?
I think hands down he did. Had a stellar NBA Finals, won it. Yeah, hands down.
Cool.
Yes.
What about you, Jkidds?
Yeah, of course he did. With that performance he put out in the finals, he definitely silenced the crowd.
Okay, what's up with you, RickyG?
I think he has silenced them, but in order to be put on that legendary status like people are trying to put him on, let's see some consistency and really do it next season and the seasons after that.
Okay, I really don't think he silenced his critics. I think he did pretty good this year, but I don't think he did. I think he had a lot of help.
He definitely didn't answer the question of not the 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Right.
He definitely still needs to live up to that. I'm sure he regrets saying that at that point, but he still hasn't lived up to it. So he still does have some questions to answer. But in my opinion, I think the critics need to mellow down on him a little bit after that performance.
Can I say something on that point, Jason?
Yes, sir.
The fact that you brought that up was funny. I saw a post-game interview with LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, and they brought that up actually. And all three of them said, you know what, we're not even looking forward to that anymore. I do regret saying that. Right now, we're going to live here in the moment, and we're going to enjoy this ring. This first ring for these guys, and my second is what Dwayne Wade said.
There you go.
That's good.
There you go.
Okay, with that said, do y'all think the Heat will repeat?
I think they're definitely going to be the favorite coming out of the East. Bulls are going to be kind of, there's a question mark with the Bulls because I don't know how Derrick Rose is going to come back from his rehab with his knee. When you tear a knee like that, you never know what can happen.
Right.
You may come back better, you may come back worse, you may come back the same, we'll see. So there's a question mark there. The Celtics are going to be a little bit iffy on that. I think Ray Allen's going to be done. Kevin Garnett's questionable if he's going to be back. So I think, hands down, the Heat are definitely the favorite to go out of the East. Now, if they will win, it's another story. We'll get to that in the next topic, actually.
What about you, YeahArt?
Nah, I don't think the Heat's going to take it back next year. They need a big man presence. They ain't got no big man at all. No matter if it's Bosh doesn't really count as big man. He's a power forward. Who do you got? You got Adonis Haslam. Who's the other big man? As far as for the offseason, you need a recruit. You need to get something for free agency and the draft. You need a big man. He needs a big man, and then after that, still build around that team because you still got Mike Miller being questionable as far as being next year. You need a whole bench. You know what I mean? Chalmers, yeah, he was consistent, but no, you still need some more pieces to actually fill in that spot. But repeating, no, not a chance.
What about you, Jkidds?
I don't think so. There's too many good teams in the East to say that the Heat can come pull it out again. The Bulls, man, they're hands down. They're a great team. They get Derrick Rose and he plays the way he's never played. I don't know if they can beat him. Indiana, they've also been playing great. They've only learned from this past season. They're going to put up a good fight again against Miami.
it's definitely based off today though, without those what ifs,
Right. What do you think, Ricky G?
I think that they're either the favorites coming out of the East, but I don't think that they'll repeat. I'm a really big believer in the Bulls, actually. I was telling Jason earlier, I think they're going to make some moves, and I actually did a little bit of research and found out they're shopping around Dang. So if they let him go, I mean, that's a crucial role player that they're going to lose, but I have a feeling they can get a lot back in the form of the 7th pick overall in this year's draft. If it goes to the Warriors, because that's who's been kind of talking with them. But, I mean, I like the Bulls, even with Derrick Rose out with his knee. Watson and Lucas stepped up in that point guard position during the regular season last year and into the playoffs a little bit. And, I mean, it really helped them out a lot. They were winning games. They stayed on that winning streak. So there's a lot of potential there. If they can hold down the fort while Rose is recovering and gets back to 100%, I think the Bulls got a legitimate shot again.
That's a good point. All right, guys. What are your expectations for Oklahoma City next year?
That's why I was going to say the way I ended my last statement or my last answer. Going into this one, I got a rematch. I got them going back to the finals out of the West. I think they're the heavy favorite. Everybody's coming back next year. Everybody's signing through next year. And actually multiple years beyond that. The only two that aren't are Ibaka and Harden. But they're still signing through this year. So the Spurs, I don't think they're going to be the same this year, are coming into the next season. Tim Duncan playing an 82-game season compared to the shortened lockout season. We'll see if he can stay as healthy. Ginobili, the same thing. It's the first time in a while I've seen him play a whole entire season. See if he can maintain an 82-game season as well. And outside of that, the Lakers are still going to be in the mix, but they also came on the record and said they don't plan or anticipate on making any off-season moves. They plan on just drafting whoever they plan on getting, and no trades, no off-season moves. And Oklahoma City dominated them, so I don't think anybody can compete with them actually next year. I think they're going to the finals again.
Okay, what's your opinion, YeahArt?
I don't think Oklahoma City needs to fill any type of pieces. If they all sign back through, they should be good. But the West is the best. You know what I mean? They got the best teams over there. Spurs, you know what I mean? Lakers, you know what I mean? Thunder. He's even talking about Darren Williams going to the Mavericks. I mean, you never know. If that happens.
If that happens, that's right.
That's a whole nother question. So, like I said, West and the best. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to go back. It's just it's going to be a tough matchup, so we'll see.
Okay, what's your opinion on that, Ricky G?
I think the Thunder's expectations remain the same, win a championship. You know, their post players were kind of inconsistent offensively. They did great defensively, but offensively they just weren't producing. And I'm not asking you to get a 12 for 12 night out of Ibaka every night, but I am asking you to get a higher percentage than what you've been shooting over the last few games, you know, in the finals especially. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, bulk up your front court and then, you know, go from there. You got 3 star players, 1 superstar player, and Russell Westbrook, to me, isn't a superstar yet, but he's almost on the verge of being that superstar, but he can't because Durant stifles that a little bit, you know? So, I mean, they remain the same, win a championship, and they can do it. And I agree with Jason. I see them possibly coming out of the West again next year, or they will be the favorites either way.
We got the top 100. You want to pull that up right now?
Yeah.
Top 100 players.
They haven't completed the list yet. They actually got only the top 11. They haven't got the top 10 yet. But I'll start off right with the bat. Granted, Peyton Manning hadn't played a whole season. He's been missing a little bit, but he's ranked at number 50. I think he should be higher because just based on the fact that he missed a season. And the Colts went 3-13, I think I want to say. I may be wrong on that. I apologize if I am. But with Peyton Manning in the mix, they won 11, 12, 13, 14 games every season. So even though he missed a season, I get it. But he still, I think, should be way higher on the list. That's why I'm there.
I saw that Romo was 91. I thought he was way too low. I thought he's been carrying the Cowboys for a lot of seasons. You know what I mean? The Cowboys weren't nothing until Romo came back to kind of bring them back on the map. You know what I mean? Cowboys were doing pretty bad until Romo got there, so I think he needs a little bit more respect. What's your opinion, Ricky G?
I like what you said about Romo. I do agree. I'm one of the biggest Romo haters in the world, man. I ain't gonna lie about that because I just think that the dude, he's got a great regular season skill set, but when it comes to crunch time, he just doesn't have that gene. So, I mean, I like what you said and everything, but I'd say my number 1 player in the league, Tom Brady. I mean, as much as I'm a Giants fan and we beat them last year, just to kind of give you a shout out, Art, I just wanted to let you know, Tom Brady's probably the best player in the NFL right now. You know, he's got the rings to back him up. He's got the stats, the MVPs to back him up. So So yeah, without question, him. Or if you wanted to throw Aaron Rodgers in there, you can do that too. But Tom Brady's my pick.
The contract news. We got like a couple of people. Randy Moss signed with San Francisco. They're saying he's looking like he's gonna start. So that's gonna be that makes San Francisco, a hot team. They already got to what it was the finals. I mean,
They went to the
conference finals,
NFC championship.
NFC championship. Right. So
And without a drop on a punt by Braylon Edwards, I think, fumbled that ball. Without that, they may have been in the Super Bowl. So
that's true.
Yeah.
And then add Randy Moss to that. You know what I mean? So you never know what's
that
up.
could
with that.
definitely
the top receivers in the league.
Right.
Yeah.
What you got any opinion on that, Jkidds?
Yeah, all that just depends on how Randy Moss plays. His basketball season that he has played, he hasn't really shown up to his potential. He's kind of slacking down on his play. He's not running as hard, not making all the blocks. If he plays to his full potential, yeah, that seems to be, he could be a great asset to that.
Okay. All right, guys. This segment of the show is brand new. It's called "Are You Kidding Me?" It's where we bring you stories, rants and raves, anything that we really want to talk about in 60 seconds. I'll let my man JMac go ahead and start it off.
Are you kidding me with Darrelle Revis right now? The man's holding out again. 2 years ago he held out, got his new contract, and now he's holding out again. He made $32.5 million over the last 2 years, still owed another $13.5. He didn't even perform last season that well. He had a decent season, but he didn't perform to actually have the audacity to hold up and hold out of your contract, man. You didn't earn it yet. Earn your money the right way before you start doing stuff like that. It's different if you perform, but you didn't. Earn it the right way.
That's a good point. RickyG, you got any?
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to start off with this. My corner wanted me to finish, but I couldn't. That was Victor Ortiz quoted after the fight that he lost recently, which I think like this past weekend, to Josito Lopez. It was a 10th round loss. Man couldn't come back. Apparently he broke his jaw in the 5th round, which is by a guy who took the fight last minute. So my rant and rave is about all the Floyd Mayweather haters. I was listening to all these people talk about how Victor Ortiz was going to whoop Floyd and all this and that, and now look, the man has lost, and I don't see any of his supporters saying anything. Get off of Floyd like that, because the man is one of the greatest boxers. If you're going to talk about sports, I always say be unbiased, and when it comes to talking about your team, that's the only time that you're biased, because you're going to back them up 100%. But show the man some respect, show the man some love. It's team money all day.
I'm gonna have to agree with Rick. Yeah, show him respect. Best fighter that I've ever seen, in my time.
I can't argue that.
Yeah, the fact that Victor Ortiz broke his jaw and then he had to quit in the 10th round, come on now, that's ridiculous. Are you kidding me?
You got anything, Jkidds? You got anything, Jkidds?
Not really getting it down.
All right. Well, I got something. We'll end it with this. There's this lady in New Jersey, right? She's gonna sue this little league baseball player. He threw a baseball. It was hit. It went over the fence, hit her in the face. Now she's suing the little league guy for $150,000. Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Are you kidding?
That's crazy, dude. I didn't even know about that
Are
story. That's
you
insane.
kidding?
I wish I knew about that one because I'll be right there.